Episode 25.
Class is finished for the day. Vorden offered to help Peter with his training. The two of them planned to be in the elemental combat classes the next day. Peter felt nervous, since he hadn't gotten the hang of his new powers yet. Peter looked at Quinn with hope in his eyes. "Did you want to join us tomorrow? It might be easier for the three of us if we stick together." Quinn didn't meet his look. "I won't bother you guys. I just drag you down. It's not like I have an elemental ability." Peter knew Quinn would say that. It made sense. They all needed to do their best to protect themselves. Quinn needed to pick a class that would help him defend himself against bullies, especially since he didn't have an ability yet. "I'm glad the three of us are okay again. I thought Quinn and Vorden were hiding something, but it looks like I was overreacting. The tension I felt earlier is gone." Quinn left Vorden and Peter to study on their own. As soon as Quinn left, Vorden looked up at Peter. He had a conspiratorial air about him that Peter didn't like. Vorden tried to keep his voice neutral. "Hey, have you seen Quinn hanging around with that girl lately?" Peter relaxed, thinking this was just regular gossip. "Come to think of it, I saw him with a girl at the library. She took the test with us when we first got into the academy. I don't remember her name, but I think she used a bow and arrow." Peter watched the expression on Vorden's face change. He blinked, uncertain, but when Peter looked again, Vorden's face was neutral. Vorden laughed with his usual carefree swagger. "Maybe he's gone and got himself a little girlfriend." Quinn left his friends to meet with Layla. He told her to meet him by the school gate. He didn't know if she would follow his instructions, but he'd long since given up trying to predict the weird girl's moves. Quinn decided to stop by the school's lab before heading to the gate. The military school focused on combat, but it still had science classes. The Great War had advanced human abilities. It did the same for human technology. Humanity was still experiencing a technological revolution after coming into contact with alien tech. The school wanted to shepherd the next generation to even greater heights in technological advancements. Students were encouraged to pursue science in their time at the academy. The military hoped students would continue this scientific pursuit after they graduated. Science classes were over for the day. Quinn noticed that all the advanced equipment was locked away. Thankfully, he wasn't looking for anything fancy. He only needed test tubes and small corks. Quinn found what he was looking for without trouble. He picked up 5 test tubes and corks. Quinn debated bringing more, but decided against it. If he took any more, someone might notice. Besides, he wasn't sure if he could keep them from breaking if he took more than 5. Quinn wrapped the tubes in a spare shirt and shoved them in his bag. "Let's see. If I remember correctly, my XP is sitting at 60 out of 200 until my next level up. My last quest offered 50 XP, and I got 10 more from daily quests. Level ups are great, but they're not the fastest way to gain stat points. If I want to protect my friends, I have to pick up the pace." Quinn knew that drinking blood was the fastest way to get stronger. His system offered him additional stat points if he drank his victim's blood. It happened twice already. However, it also happened when he drank Layla's blood. That got Quinn thinking. Did he have to defeat someone in a fight to gain those stat points? When he left the school, Quinn noticed Layla standing by the gate. She wore her bow on her back. Quinn knew that students who used weapons tended to carry those weapons with them throughout the day. It wasn't unusual for a beast to appear through a portal, endangering students in the process. Quinn walked with Layla to a nearby park. It was the same park where Quinn had his run-in with Riley. They ventured away from the trail, into the woods. Quinn didn't want anyone to overhear their conversation. He knew no one came around this part of the park, especially at night. Layla rubbed her hands together. "So, are we going to do this? I thought you wanted some of my blood." Quinn wasn't comfortable with how excited Layla sounded. She enjoyed being bitten a little too much. All right. Close your eyes. I'll take some blood from you." Layla closed her eyes. She'd been thinking about this moment all day. Layla could still remember the pleasure that washed over her the last time he bit her. She couldn't wait to feel it again. It made her blush to think of Quinn's mouth on her neck, but she wouldn't let that stop her. This time, instead of pleasure on her neck, Layla felt a sharp pain on her arm. Layla opened her eyes and noticed a needle sticking out of her forearm. Quinn raised an eyebrow. What? You didn't think I was just going to bite you again, did you? I was desperate last time. I wasn't myself. Don't worry. I'm not going to do that again. Layla puffed up her cheeks in frustration. She wished she could kick Quinn away from her, but he had a needle in her arm. Once the needle was full, Quinn moved the blood to one of the test tubes he brought. He held the needle in his hand for a moment, uncertain. Is it okay if I fill another one? Layla didn't say anything. She held out her arm, embarrassed about what had happened earlier. Once Quinn had filled up 2 test tubes, he put one of them in his bag. Then he turned and faced the tube still in his hand. Inspect. Blood of Layla Monroe. Blood type A positive. Quinn then looked at Layla, using his inspect skill once again. Name, Layla Monroe. Race, human. Ability, telekinesis. HP, 12 out of 12. Blood type A positive. This confirmed what Quinn suspected. When he inspected the blood, it only told him who the blood belonged to and what type it was. The same thing had happened at the assembly hall. However, if he inspected a person, it gave him a lot more details. Still, some of the blood in the assembly hall hadn't given him any information at all. Quinn guessed that it happened that way because he either hadn't used his ability on them, or he had never met them before. It would be a while before he could be sure which was true. Quinn looked at the test tube and gulped. He then pulled out the cork and sniffed the blood. Layla blushed again, seeing what he was doing. You're not going to drink it right here, are you? Quinn shrugged. Why not? I need to know if anything goes differently this time. Layla looked away. I don't know. It's embarrassing to have you drink it right in front of me. I can't explain it. Quinn ignored Layla, sniffing the blood again. It smelled quite sweet. The blood was different from how he remembered it. Quinn lifted the tube and drank the blood in one gulp. As the blood ran down his throat, Quinn felt a tingling sensation through his body. The blood tasted surprisingly sweet rather than metallic. His level up transformed his mouth as well from the looks of it. Your HP is already full. The blood will have no effect. Blood from this person has already been consumed. No stat point will be given. Quinn knew the blood would restore his HP, but the second message caught him by surprise. Since no stats would be given, he would have to go after a new victim to gain a stat point. Quinn smiled to himself. He needed to test this out as soon as possible. Layla raised an eyebrow. I guess whatever you wanted to test worked. Now, stop with that creepy smile of yours. Quinn ignored Layla. His mind was focused on the task at hand. If only there was someone else around. I could taste their blood and test this once and for all. Quinn heard 2 people approaching from the park. He looked at Layla, but the girl had already disappeared. Quinn followed suit, disappearing into the trees. Quinn spotted 2 students walking through the woods. He recognized one of them. Riley pushed a boy against a tree. Now hand over your credits. Otherwise, I'll dig your grave right here. No one will ever find your body. It looks like Riley still hasn't learned his lesson. Well, this works out just fine for me. I can test out my theory on him. Quinn took out the mask he had bought at the convenience store. Riley wasn't going to get away so easily this time.